Okay, welcome everyone. We'll start our last lesson. Today's lesson is about assignment discussion. And in this lesson, we'll go through how we can address all the learning outcome within assignment. So my name is Anjum Sattar and my email address anjum@ukversity.co.uk. Please, if you have any question, drop me email on my email address. Okay, we'll start. Okay, so before starting, we'll go through assignment brief. So we've been given the assignment brief. This is the local further education college ask you to expertise in developing a range of resources to use within accounting student. Yes, you agree to act as an external consultant. That's your role, and which we have to go through the task one, where we have to describe the main form of financing for organization, which is mean the sources of finance. Do we know the sources of finance like internal, external sources? That's our, if you look underneath, we've been given the learning outcome 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So it means what we need to do, we have to open lesson 1. So we have lesson 1. So I'll open lesson 1. So you have all the lessons given on Moodle. We have all the books and resources as well, which I'll show you in a minute, and then we can pick stuff from these lessons, and plus we can use books, journal article as well. Okay, so now we back to our lesson. We'll see here. So first thing, always good to be, we have a cover page where we can write this is an assignment about, yes, submitted by your student number and course. And then second page we can leave for the table of contents, and the third page is better to be, you can write little bit of introduction. This unit is about budget and budgetary control. Maybe we can discuss about why budget is important in this era at the moment, because of course we have a competition between organization is regularly increasing. So that's the reason we need to make sure we have all the information and make the budget which is according to the current environment and meet the needs and the wants of our company and achieve our organization objective. So in this assignment, what you'll do, you will discuss all these. That's the key points. Then we can look around task 1. As per assignment brief, task 1 is about lesson 1. So what you can do, open the lesson 1 slides, which is LO1. We learn about budget, we learn about budgetary control, we discuss about types of organizations. Yes, you will see here, and we discuss sources of finance. We learn about sources of finance. Yes, internal, external, advantage, disadvantage is source, which we mentioned. So we can pick the stuff from it. So in our the assignment guidance document, you will see there. First, we can look around types of organization, and we can discuss about sources of finance. So vast range of resources. I copied the link here, all the relevant link. Yes. So sources of finance can be internal, external. Internal resource can be retained earning. We can use as a sources of finance. We can sell assets to fund our business, and otherwise we can go external. We can issue shares to the public. We can borrow money from the bank. Debt is always cheaper than equity, because the debt is because any interest you pay on the loan is always you can save the tax. So that's why debt is cheaper than equity, because equity holders always expect dividend higher than the bank rate. So maybe they are expecting at least 10% dividend on. So what we can do, that's why we need to be focused on sources of finance. By looking the tax element, we're looking the cost and the purpose of source of finance. So all this been discussed in lesson 1. Any question regarding task 1? No. Okay. So that's we need to look around. So all the possible links there, please. Make sure reference it. Yes. So Harvard reference style, please. Have you used Harvard reference before? Okay, good. So if you're aware of, so we don't need to too much worry. Yes, so we need to make sure reference. So what you can do when you prepare your assignment, task one can be a major heading. Then of course, you can look around assessment criteria like describe. So when it's come describe, so maybe that you can give the heading two, like heading two in your assignment. Then third, so you will see here, we can divide our discussion accordingly. So sources of finance we can describe, we can explain options in term of, and we can look around the most efficient, which one in that particular scenario or for particular company. Even we can quote the example of particular company, like the sole trader partnership limited company, what are the best sources of finance can be. So that's our task one. Okay, then we can look around the task two. So please, in task one, if you want to work towards merit, you want to get the merit, always low AM is a crime, fail in life, no crime. Yes. So we always aim high, so we need to be work towards the distinction criteria. So all this we can look around the 1M and 1D, which is distinction criteria. Next, we're looking task two. Task two is about the central part of budgetary control unit. Consider how the organization manage cash flow. Yes. So review the internal external source, inform to you the evaluate the credit status. We can look around the factor that affect the credit scoring. We can look around the liquidity management, which is mean working capital management is a part of the management accounts, and we need to be look around 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 and 4, 5 in this. So what we can do, we open the lesson 2, so all being explained in those points, all the key points we discussed. Yes. So credit control procedures, credit control, we can use the ratios, we can look around the reference, credit reference agency, we can use the credit reference agency like Equifax, Credit Expert, and any other company, the different credit rating companies. Or we can get the reference from the previous, the banks and financial institution or suppliers, how they deal with it, and they make the payments on time or not. Yes. So basis of these, we can look around all. So these all we discussed during our lesson that we can pick, the points from, and then, so in my task two, our discussion, you will see here, we discuss internal sources of finance, internal information we can look around, external in source of information, internal are reports, those can provide the information, external of course credit agencies, yes, and reference all we can get, and then to analyze the factor that affect the, yes, policies, basic interest rate, reference, all these can affect, the you give the credit or you don't give the credit, or how much you give the credit. Yes. Explain the importance of liquidity management to organization, what is meant by liquidity, complete the inventory control calculation and inventory control process, and use the ratio analysis to assess, the specific organization working cycle. So we can look around, yes, these are the website where we can look around the ratios. So all the ratios we also discussed. Working capital mean the running capital, which is mean current asset minus current liabilities, like inventory turnover days plus trade receivable turnover days and minus trade payable days. So that give us working capital cycle. So all being discussed in these. So what we can do, we can use the lesson 2 slide and these links to answer the question in task 2. We're okay for task 2? Okay, good. So that's all about the task 2. Guys, anybody any question? If you have, you can ask, or you can drop me email, those are listening this recording. Okay, then we move to further assignment. We have in task 2, we have a merit criteria. So we have to address merit if we want to work towards merit. Our distinction criteria, as we discussed, earlier, is always good to be work for the higher grades. So you have to look around, assess the management efficiency, how effectiveness, 3 E's, effectiveness, efficiencies, and economies we discuss, value for money. Always we can look around because the credit control system should be, because our cost should be less than the benefit. So that's all, and we need to be improve the cash flow in term of So that's we need to be focused on. So please, that's we need to look around, and if you have any question, you can ask. Okay, next we have a task 3. So task 3, student is final unit examination, and you've been asked to prepare the workbook. So we are preparing the workbook in this scenario. So where we can explain, identify the factors that influence the forecast of data. Yes, prepare budget from the given forecast, master budget, and all these we can. So what we need to do, we need to open the lesson 3. All we discuss what is a master budget, what is budget, types of budget. So we can go through the lesson 3 slides now. Open lesson 3 slide. You will see there we discuss about trend analysis. Yes, factor, internal source, external source. We discuss, factor, external environment can affect our budget, like, economic environment, basic interest rate, cost, national minimum wage, all these can impact our budget. And we discuss any budget we want to make, always we need to be sale forecast is the first, because if sale forecast is increased, it can be impact our profit, it can be impact our cash, and all, we need to be look around. If you have, and we can look around the product life cycle as well. So all these methods we discuss, sampling, time series. Yes, so these we can, and we can index, we can look around what is the increase and decrease, what index, in terms of the price and the inflation. And that's, if it's increase, our budget need to be reflected. Like NHS, waiting time is increased from 3 hours to 6 hours. Why is increased? Because due to the budget is not being flexed according to the usage. Because the number of people increase, but the budget not being increased, that's why the staff shortage and all issues in NHS. So that's we need to be look around. All we explain here forecasting, given, so we had included the example of, always we need to keep in mind if it's rejected, and so we have here information about the cash forecast. So those we can embed. Other than that, I included a lot of links for you. Those will also help you to prepare. So we discuss about past political, economic, social. We discuss about budget, budgetary control, method, variance. So, and then at the end, we need to make sure we write a little bit conclusion. So budget always help, if because we don't have unlimited resources, we have limited resources, we have unlimited wants. So we want to make sure we use our budget effectively. Our budget should be reflect according to current environment and national minimum wage like increase. Our budget should be reflect, increase. Our budget should be reflect inflation. If our budget not reflected, we can't really meet and there will be a gap, between the cash and actual spending. So that's why we want to make sure we'll forecast for future. That's we need to be. Any question, anyone? We okay for task 3? Okay, no question. So that's, task 3. So what we can do when we finish our assignment, so we need to be look around and prepare the table of contents. So whatever you selected as a heading, if you go in the reference and on your left hand side come table of contents. So I'm going to update this table because I already prepared and I included more headings. So you will see here now describe, explain, recommend, types, all this become my heading. So we can include those in the table of content. And task 2, you can do exactly the same. You can include, pictures and other than use, all these relevant resources which I included, and the books available on Moodle as well. Please use those to prepare the budget as well. So that's, the key there. And at the end, of course, you can prepare the reference list, which should be cross-reference. We can use inside citation from here. If you want, you can change the Harvard reference style to my software. This is slightly old, so you can pick in your software Harvard reference style. So you can cross-reference, and that is crucial, the reference. So at least, in your assignment, need to be 5 to 10 reference different sources, and those, and lot of reference in my slides as well. If you want to use those, or you can use, Kaplan. I gave you the books. You can use ACCA, CIMA, or CMI, Chartered Management Institute. These links all in my slides. Those will help you to prepare your assignment. So please always do the compare and contrast. If one author is saying something, another author is saying something, so it's a counter argument in favor and against. That will help you to improve your grades. Huh? So that's really we need to look around. Any question? No. So that was the key, really we need to look around, and that's all, today discussion assignment. Please guys, those are listening, if you have question, drop me email. If no question, please carry on working on assignment, and please try to complete within 2 weeks, and all other resources available on Moodle. Thanks for listening and attending to this session, and I hope, speak you during our next unit, our next module, or someone else, will deliver. Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Hope so weather will be nice. Enjoy. Stay safe. Thanks. Bye-bye. Yes.